In the next topic of our Vedic algebra, we will learn how to find out the solutions of the simultaneous linear equations. For example, you know already the linear equation, the simultaneous equations are of the form a1x plus b1y plus c1, a2x plus b2y by b2 equal to c2. As you know already, a and b are nothing but they are coefficients of x and y, whereas c, that is nothing but constant term. Okay, so anyway, we know how to solve in a conventional method. Okay, but what we are going to do here, we are not going to solve the problem in a conventional way, but we are going to solve in our Vedic method by applying the sutra, that is Paravartya yojayet. So Paravartya yojayet, how will you apply that? What is the meaning of Paravartya yojayet? Transpose and adjust. Paravartya yojayet means transpose and adjust. We are going to apply the same sutra here. So how will you do? Just we will explain now. So first I will explain you the concept and the rules. Okay, later we will take some examples. First, see here, suppose if the two equations are of the form a1x plus b1y equal to c1, a2x plus b2y equal to c2. How to get the solution for x value? How to get the solution for x value? Remember, either it is for x or y. Okay, so we will get the answer in a fraction form. We will get the answer in a fraction form. Maybe the fraction can be a numerical value, or it may be in the fraction form only, but we will get the answer. We are going to put the answer in a fraction form. Afterwards, we will get the answer in a normal manner only. Okay, normal numbers only, apart from the fractions. Now, the x value we can get, okay, numerator of x by denominator of x. I am just dividing the answer into numerator and denominator. So first, numerator, how we will get? Numerator of x. Numerator of x, how we will get? So numerator of x we are going to get, see here, first ignore, whenever you want numerator of x, right? So if you want the numerator of x, what you need to do, just ignore the values of, ignore the terms in the expression, ignore the x terms. Okay, ignore the coefficient and ignore the x terms here. Now see the remaining terms. What are the remaining terms here? Coefficient of y, that is b1, and the constant term c1. Coefficient of y in another expression, it is b2, and it is another constant term c2. So b1 c1, b2 c2, these are the remaining terms. Now to get the numerator of x, simply cross multiply and take the difference. Simply cross multiply and take the difference. So first b1 c2, how will you do? b1 c2 minus, we will start on the left, b1 c2 minus b2 c1, b1 c2 minus b2 c1. This will give the numerator of x. Whereas numerator of y, how will you get numerator of y? Numerator of y. As we already know that this simultaneous equations are of the cyclic way. They are of the cyclic way. So what you need to do, what is the next term here? c1, c2, right? In the after taking here, first write down c1, c2 constant terms, and after c1, after c, what will come? A. So I am writing here a1, a2. That means if I want the numerator of y, I will ignore the terms of y for some time. And if you observe, what are the remaining terms? a1, c1, a2, c2. But as we already discussed, see that simultaneous terms are of cyclic way. So it is BC is over. Next CA will come. So you should not say A1, C1, A2, C2. You have to reverse it. So C1, A1, C2, A2 will get. Okay, C1, A1, C2, A2. Here also what you need to do, you need to cross multiply and take the difference. So to get the numerator of y, what we will do? C1, A2 minus C2, A1. This is the numerator of y. Okay, why I am telling numerator of y? Even the solution of y also we are dividing into two terms. Numerator of y by denominator of y. Numerator of y and denominator of y. So we got the numerator of x and numerator of y. And what about the denominator of x and denominator of y? I want to tell you one thing. Denominator of y as well as denominator of x, both are same. So you can follow, okay, so denominator of x or y, both are same, both will be same only. Okay, so how to get that one? So if you observe denominator of x and y, okay, so just ignore the constant terms now, ignore the constant terms. Now what are the remaining? a1 b1 a2 b2. So take down a1 b1 a2 b2 to get the denominator of x or y, both are same, either of the expressions will give the same answer. So just ignore the constant terms and take the coefficients of the remaining terms, a1 b1 a2 b2. So again the same way we are going to do. What? To get the denominator, we will cross multiply and take the difference, but in a backward manner. And generally what we will do, a1 b2, here b1 c2 or minus b2 c1 we did, right? But here first we will do a2 b1, first we will take this one. Okay, b1 first a1 b2 you should not take, you take in a reverse manner, a2 b1 minus now b2 a1 a2 b1 minus b2 a1. This term will give the denominator of x as well as y because both are same. So you need to take down this one. Once again I am going to explain. So the simultaneous equations which are of the form a1x plus b1y equal to c1, a2x plus b2y equal to c2, okay, we need to write down first of all the answers of the solutions which are x and y. Okay, the answer is divided into two parts, numerator of x and denominator of x for the x term, and numerator of y and denominator of y for the y term. Anyhow, numerator of x we are going to get just by ignoring the x coefficients. What are the remaining coefficients? b1 and c1, b2 c2. Write down b1 c1, b2 c2. So cross multiply and take the difference in a forward manner. So you have to go like this, b1 c1, first b1 c1 b1 c2 minus b2 c1. Similarly, to get the numerator of y, ignore the y terms. What are the terms remaining here? a1 c1 a2 c2. But what I said, anyway we are going the simultaneous equations should go in a cyclic way. So first c1 will come, then after a come. Okay, so c1 a1 c2 a2. Take the cross multiply and take the difference. But whereas the denominator of x and denominator of y we are going to get in a reverse order. Anyway both are same in a reverse order. So you see here, just ignore the constant terms this time to get the denominator of x or y. Take a1 b1 a2 b2. So we are getting a1 b1 a2 b2, but we are going to take the difference in a reverse order after cross multiplication. So a1, it's not a1 b2 minus a2 b1, it's not a1 b2 minus a2 b1, it is reverse, a2 b1 minus a1 b2. Okay, now you understood how to get the answers. Now we will see some examples so that it will be very clear for you how to solve simultaneous equations. So friends, let us find out the solution for the two simultaneous equations which we have here. So what is the question here? Solve 2x plus 3y equal to 7, 3x plus 7y equal to 30. We have to solve the question for this one. So we have to find out the solutions of x and as well as y. Now anyhow we already discussed it. So x can be the solution of x, it is taken as numerator of x by denominator of x. Similarly, y is given as numerator of y as well as denominator of y. Anyhow, denominator of x and denominator of y both are same. So what I am going to do, I am not writing any x and y terms here, and I will simply write denominator. Why? Because it is same for both. Denominator here also, denominator. Okay. Now, so how to find out the numerator of x? Numerator of x. Numerator of x, as we already discussed. If you want the numerator of x, simply ignore the terms of x here. In the equation, ignore the terms of x. Take the remaining coefficients 3, 7, 7, 13. So these are the terms. So you need to take what? Simply cross multiply and take the difference. So 3 into 13 minus 7 into 7. So how much it is? 39 minus 49. How much you get? Minus 10. So x numerator we got minus 10. Okay. Now we will see the numerator for y. So numerator of y. So numerator of y, how will you get? Just ignore the y terms and take the remaining coefficients, but in a reverse order. Why? Because first constant terms will come, then coefficient of x will come. Why? Because it is a cyclic way. So first write down 7 and 13, then 2 and 3. So take down the cross multiply and take down the difference. So 7 3s are 20. Okay, first I write down, I am writing 7 into 3 minus 13 into 2. So 7 into 3 minus 13 into 2. So 7 3s are 21 minus 13 2s are 26. So 21 minus 26, how much? It is minus 5. So we got the numerator of y also. Numerator of x is minus 10, numerator of y is minus 5. Now if I want to find out the common denominator. So common denominator. So what is the common denominator here? How to find out? Just ignore the constant terms, take down the remaining coefficients. It is simply 2, 3, 3, 7. 2, 3, 3, 7. But what is the difference here? We need to take the, we need to cross multiply, but take the difference in a backward manner. So first what I will do in a first I will write down 3 into 3. So first write down 3 into 3, then minus take the backward of 7 into 2. Okay, so 3 3s are 9, minus 7 2s are 14. 9 minus 14 is how much? It is minus 5. 9 minus 14 is minus 5. So we got the numerator of x, numerator of y, as well as common denominator. Now we will find out the x value. So anyhow, what is the numerator of x we got here? Numerator of x is minus 10, and what is the common denominator? Minus 5. So minus minus will get cancelled, 5 2s. So x value got how much? 2. What about the y value? So x value we got 2. So what about the y value? So y value, numerator of y is how much? Minus 5. Denominator of common denominator is minus 5. So minus 5 get cancelled. The answer is 1. So what is the y value? 1. So x value equal to 2, y value equal to 1. You may observe, so this is a very, they are taking some time to write down all these things. But what I mean to say, it is just for your understanding sake. The first problem I did in this way, just for your understanding sake. But once, okay, how can we do in a faster way? We will discuss in the next example. Right, see here. So we need to solve the two equations of types 11x plus 6y equal to 21, 8x minus 5y equal to 34. How to get the answer within a few steps. First of all, x equal to numerator of x by numerator of denominator, common denominator. So y is also numerator of y by common denominator. So anyhow, numerator of x, how will you get? I am putting in a single step. If you observe, numerator of x. So what I will do, ignore the x terms, take the cross multiplication. So 6 into 34, 34 6 we need to multiply. 6 into 34 minus 21 into 5. So anyhow, it is my minus 5. So I am putting 21 into minus 5. This is the numerator value. What about the denominator? Anyhow, denominator is common for everyone, both the x and y. So just ignore the constant terms and take the cross multiply and take the difference of the remaining coefficients. Ignore the constant terms. But what we are doing here, first we will multiply, we are going to take the difference in a reverse order. So first 8 6 are. So 8 into 6 minus 11 into minus 5. So 11 into minus 5. Okay. So this is the x term. How much will you get? So 34 6 are. So 180 plus 24, 204 minus, minus into minus will get plus. So 21 5s are. 21 5s are is 105. Next 8 6 are 48. Minus into minus will get plus. So 11 into 5 is 55. So 204 plus 105. How much will you get? It's 309 by 48 plus 55. 48 plus 55 is how much? 103. If you observe 309, 103. 309 goes 3 times in 103. So 3 times. Finally, what is the answer of x we got? 3. Now we will do in the same way for the numerator of y. So numerator of y, how much will you get? So if you want y, ignore y, but take it in a cyclic way. First we'll multiply 21 into 8. 21 into 8, that is C1A2 minus C2A1. Okay, 21 into 8 minus, okay, 34 into 11. 34 into 11. Okay, by, so denominator is common, so just I am putting this value as it is. So 8 into 6 minus 11 into minus 5. So take calculate the values. 21 into 8. 21 is 168 minus 34 into 11. 34 11 means it's a 470. Okay, 374. 374 by 8 6 are 48 minus into minus plus, so 11 5 is 55. So 374. Okay, it is a reverse way. You are going to get the answer in as minus value for y. So how much? So 3 minus 1 2, but 2 only. 7 minus 6 1, but 0. So 4 plus 2 6, 206 by 48 plus 55, it is 103. So minus 206 by 103 I got. So anyhow, if you observe, 206 goes 2 times in 103. So finally, what is the y value here? We got y equal to minus 2. So just in a 2 steps way, okay, we are going to get the answer in an easier way by using the sutra Paravartya yojayet, that is transpose and adjust. Transpose and adjust the coefficients so that you will get the answer in such a way, in an easier way. Let us see some more examples. So we'll solve another example in our simultaneous equations using Paravartya yojayet. Okay. So the given two equations, solve for x and y. Given two equations, 4x plus 7y equal to 29 and 12x plus 3y equal to minus 3. So you do one thing, just write down the equations one by one down. So 4x plus 7y equal to 29 and 12x plus 3y equal to minus 3. So I am putting the direct steps now for the new, okay, x value, numerator of x by common denominator, and y equal to numerator of y by common denominator. So first, numerator of x, how will you get? Numerator of x you are going to get by just ignoring the values here, ignoring the terms of x, take down the cross multiplication and difference. 7 into minus 3. So 7 into minus 3 minus 29 into 3. 29 into 3. What about the denominator? So to get the denominator, just ignore the constant terms, but take the difference after cross multiplying. Take the difference in a reverse order, that is backward. First multiply 12 into 7. So 12 into 7 minus, now 3 into 4. 3 into 4. So this will give the numerator of x. So sorry, value of x. 7 into minus 3 minus 21. 29 3s are 87. So minus 87 by 12 7s 84 minus 12. So what is the value of x we are going to get here? So finally x equal to minus 21 minus 87. It is minus 108 by 84 minus 12. 84 minus 12 is 72. So this is the x value. Anyhow, just observe whether it will go into some table or not. Yes, it will go. It is 12 nines and 12 6 times, or okay, 3 3s and 3 2s. So what is the x value we got? X value is minus 3 by 2. Okay. Similarly, we will see the y value. So numerator of y. First do the numerator of y. Ignore the terms of numerator and take the remaining coefficients in a cyclic order. So first what we will do? 29 into 12. 29 into 12 minus 3 into 4. Minus 3 into 4 by. So denominator anyway the common. So I am putting these values as it is here. So 12 into 7 minus 3 into 4. So 29 12 times. How much will you get? 240 plus 108. 240 plus 108. How much? 348. Minus, anyway, minus into minus we will get plus. 3 4s are 12 by 12 7s 84 minus 12. So 348 plus 12. How much will you get? 360 by 12. 360 by 12. 360 by 72. If you observe, 72 360 goes in 72 5 times. So 72 ones, 72 fives. So what is the y value we are going to get here? Y value equal to 5. So what are the values? X value is minus 3 by 2 and y value is 4. Y value is 5. So that's how we are going to get the answer very easily by using the Paravartya yojayet method, that is transpose and adjust. Now we will see the simultaneous another type of simultaneous equations by using Anurupya Shunyamanyat. Now we will apply another sutra, that is Anurupya Shunyamanyat in our in solving the simultaneous linear equations. How can we apply this rule in this one? What do you mean by Anurupya Shunyamanyat? Its meaning is its English terminology meaning is if one is in ratio, the other will be equal to 0. If one is in ratio, the other will be equal to 0. That is what the meaning of Anurupya Shunyamanyat. Okay, let us see how. First, I want to solve. I want to solve 5x plus 8y equal to 40 and 10x plus 11y equal to 80. You need to observe first of all, you need to observe the equations. Observe the equations both. If you observe, okay, 5, 10. What are the coefficients of x? Coefficients of x in both the equations? 5 and 10. Okay, 5 and 10. If you take the ratio of coefficients of x, how much? 5:10, that is 1:2. At the same time, okay, if you see the if you see the ratio of constant terms, how much? 40:80, that means 1:2. This one also 1:2. So the ratio of coefficients of x as well as ratio of constant terms, okay, both the ratios are same. Even the ratio of coefficients of x is 1:2 and the ratio of constant terms is also 1:2. So whenever the coefficients of whenever the ratio of coefficients of x as well as ratio of any constant terms both are same, any one of the terms, either that is y or x, okay, but in this context, okay, the ratio of coefficients of x as well as ratio of constant terms both are equal. If one is in ratio, that is if the x term is in ratio, okay, with the constant terms, okay, then what happen? Obviously the another term will become 0. What is the another term here? Y is not in ratio, okay, so that y will become 0. Y will become 0. Hence, y will become 0, okay, since x terms and constant terms ratios are same. Since x terms and constant terms ratios are same, we can declare that y value is 0. The another value obviously will become 0. Okay, if y becomes 0, right, so what is the x value then? 5x plus 8 into 0 equal to 40. Okay, so how much will you get? 8 into 0 will become 0 only, so 5x equal to 40, and finally what is the x value here? X equal to 8. So that is our answer. Even if you substitute in the next equation also, we are going to get the same value. Okay, so what is the rule here? Whenever if you observe any one of the terms ratio or equal with the ratios of the constant terms, then obviously the another term will become 0. In this context, here x terms ratio is same with the constant term ratio. So obviously y term will become 0, like that. Now let us see some more examples. Friends, let us solve some more example in Anurupya Shunyamanyat model. Okay, first see the first example. 12x plus 78y equal to 12, 16x plus 96y equal to 16. If you observe, first of all, what we need to do, even though the equations are looking very complex, what you need to observe, first of all, observe whether any terms in the expression or ratio is same with the constant term ratio. If you observe 78 and 96, the coefficients of y, they are not in the ratio. Okay, see here, what is the ratio of constants here? 12 and 16. So ratio of constant terms is, okay, 12 is to 16, that is 4 3s 4 4s, 3 is to 4. Similarly, these are not in the ratio. 78 is to 96 can't get 3 is to 4. So what we need to do? Just observe the x terms now. So ratio of x coefficients. So ratio of x coefficients, how much will you get? So first it is 12 and next it is 16. The final ratio is how much? 3 is to 4. Right. Now, if you observe the ratio of constants in the given expressions, the ratio of constants as well as ratio of x coefficients, both are same. Okay. If one is in ratio, what is our rule? Anurupya shunyam anyat. If one is in ratio, obviously the other will become 0. So here the x coefficient ratio, the x coefficient ratio is equal to ratio of constant terms. So obviously the other term, that is y, will become 0. So here y equal to 0, since the coefficient, the ratio of coefficients of x is same as ratio of constant terms. Okay. Now, so see, here y equal to 0, then what will happen? So if y equal to 0, 12x equal to 12 it become. Why? Because 78. Okay, I will write in an elaborate way. So 12x plus 78, anyway y equal to 0, so put 0 here, equal to 12. So this total term will become 0. Why? Because 0 into anything is 0. So 12x equal to 12. Then what is x value finally? X value equal to 6. Okay. Now come to the next example. So what is the second example we are going to have? Take a pass. You just take a pass and do this problem. Okay. After coming out of the pass, okay, you just check the answer with my solution. Now see here. Again also I am doing the same thing here. Okay. First of all, 178 243. I can't see any some sort of common factors even in this one. So what I will do, I will first check the x terms as well as the ratio of constant terms. First, ratio of x terms, that means x coefficients, not x terms. The ratio of x coefficients, first I will check. How much? 44 is to 132. 44 is to 132. Okay. If you solve this one, what is the simplest form? I think 44, so it is 11 fours and 11 twelves. Yeah, 11 fours, 11 twelves, 4 ones, 4 3. I think exactly it is going in. Substitute coefficients. So how much? 144 is to 72. 144 is to 72. If you observe, we know already 144 it is nothing but double of 7. So 72 twos, 72 ones. The ratio is 2 is to 1 for the y coefficients. So the ratio of constant terms now we will see. So constants equal to 720 is to 360. Again the same thing, it go 2 times. So 36 2 times, right? So 2 is to 1. Now if you observe the ratio of y coefficients, that is 2 is to 1, and the ratio of constants as well as, that is 2 is to 1. Both the ratios are same. If both the ratios are same, this time it is not x, it is y. So if y is in the ratio with the constant terms, y coefficients are in the ratio with the if the coefficients of y are in the okay. And whenever